What's up, good people? This is Barry O, your mortgage doctor, and I am here to put in the work.
Just might need that fire truck to come and get me. Needing water, 'cause this boy's fire has got a hold of me.
So today, let's just talk about when is it a good time for you to buy. Right now, interest rates are a little higher than what people are accustomed to. I think it would be very surprising to see interest rates go back to the 2s and 3s. And so now we're in the 7s and 8s in some cases for the traditional loans, for the conventional loans. And it can make it kind of daunting to decide if you're ready to buy now, if you're ready to purchase now. Also, one of the factors that's playing a role in people deciding whether to buy now or not is the inventory. And so what has happened is because of the lower interest rates, there were lots of purchases that went on 2020, 2021. Well, a lot of those individual buyers now have lots of equity in their property. But imagine if you sell your property now, and yes, you get the equity, but then you have to go buy another property, and you got to buy that new property at today's interest rates. And there's this huge swing between where the rates were and where they are. And so this has an effect on inventory. And so now you see a lot of the resale market is not as robust as it was just a few years ago or a year ago, which means that the inventory is low, the prices are going to go higher. So imagine a situation where the interest rates are higher than what they used to be a year ago, and the house prices are higher than what they used to be a year ago. When the interest rates go up, it decreases your purchasing power. So if you're decreasing your purchasing power and the price is going up in the house, it makes for an interesting combination of an environment where a person has to determine, do I want to get out there and buy a house right now? There are lots of people who predict interest rates, and there are lots of organizations that predict interest rates. I get it. I just feel like if we could really predict interest rates, then we might be millionaires because we could predict other things. We can go to Vegas and make a lot of money. So we're hoping that interest rates are going to go lower, but I'm of the mindset, let's plan and make decisions on what we know right now. Sometimes the best time to buy a house is when you are approved. So you as an individual buyer, especially a first-time home buyer, when are you ready to purchase? When are you ready to go through the process? Now, emotionally, you might be ready to buy a house right now. You're tired of renting right now. But financially and practically, when does it make sense to go buy a house? Especially when we look at the market and how it is now. So let's just say the first thing you want to consider is, are you financially ready to purchase a house? And so you want to look at that payment, the mortgage payment, which includes the taxes and insurance, the projected mortgage payment. If you go to my website, thathomeloan.com, there are mortgage calculators there where you can actually punch it in and see exactly what the mortgage payment would be. So you want your mortgage payment to be right about 30% of your take home, your net, the money you actually see in your hands. And so therefore, that makes it more practical for you to be able to afford the house. Now, you could be a little bit more conservative, go at 25, but I would say 35% of your take home is probably a good number. If you are looking at the numbers and your take home pay, your mortgage is 30% of your take home pay, that's probably the first little check box that says, yep, I'm prepared there. The next thing is you want to have savings. You want to have your emergency fund tight, ready to rock and roll. You want to have 3 to 6 months of expenses after you close. It's going to be a certain amount of money you're going to need to save up to even purchase a house. But you're also going to make sure that after you purchase a house and after you close and you spend all the money you need to close, and of course you're probably going to want to buy some new furniture and spruce things up. After the dust settles, your emergency account should be at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. And so you're going to already have to save up a certain amount of money in order to purchase a house. So depending on how much house you're going to purchase, you want to make sure to save enough for your down payment and closing costs. And then you also want to make sure that you're comfortable staying in the house for a certain period of time. Like right now, the way prices are going up and the interest rates, this is not a time where you're going to be doing a whole lot of house hacking and things of that nature. You want to make sure that if you're going to purchase, that you're comfortable staying at least about 5 years to get some of the equity and to be in a position to where you might be able to sell and make a little money and things of that nature. I would strongly consider not purchasing a house, then not bringing that into the middle of all of that. So these are the things you want to keep, you want to be aware of. You want to make sure that, again, I know the environment's a little tricky right now. You want to make sure that you have the cash for expenses. You want to make sure that you have that the mortgage is going to be about 30% of your net take home. You want to make sure that you're going to be in a nice, stable, firm environment when it comes to where you're living, your job situation, your home situation. You want to keep all that in mind. And if you can check all those boxes, then it's probably a really good time to purchase a house. Of course, you don't want to skip the part about having money to down payment, having your credit in order, being at a job for a certain amount for at least 2 years. Those things apply as well, but I wanted to kind of peel it back and look at some of the other specific practical details that you need to consider if you're going to emotionally make the jump to a, hey, I'm ready to go buy a house. Again, thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to working with you or just interacting with you. So make sure to comment and like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your time today. And remember, I am Barry Ingram, Dr. Barry Ingram, your mortgage doctor.